Bonsoir. Good evening. Welcome, class of 2019. The day you've worked so hard towards is finally here. The school's leadership are here to confirm it. Your family, your friends, your loved ones are here to witness it. Tonight, you will become graduates of Sciences Po and its Paris School of International Affairs. Dear Sciences Po President Frédéric Mion, dear Sciences Po Vice President Bénédicte Durand, dear PSIA Dean Enrico Letta, dear ambassadors, ministers, distinguished guests and families of our graduating class, dear faculty, colleagues from Sciences Po and from PSIA, bienvenue toutes et tous, welcome one and all to the 2019 graduation ceremony for the Paris School of International Affairs. My name is Mark Maloney. I'm the Vice Dean of the Paris School of International Affairs, and it's my honor to be your Master of Ceremonies this evening. This magnificent hall at the Philharmonie de Paris attracts the most talented musicians and performers from around the world. Thus, it is the perfect location for us to present to you the graduates of PSIA, who are the best and brightest minds from over 110 countries around the world. Dear graduates, like most of you, I arrived at Sciences Po, at PSIA, in autumn 2017, some 2 years ago. I actually remember vividly your welcome day being presented to you as the incoming Vice Dean, but also I remember more the energy and excitement of your faces of the project which was about to begin. I remember feeling the energy that you all held within you on that day. And now, I have witnessed over these past 2 years the incredible work that you've all done to complete the requirements for your degrees, the fantastic experiences that you've had during those 2 years, including the third semester hors les murs. And I'm confident, in fact, I know it, that you're now ready to take those skills and experiences to employers around the world. And so, over the course of this evening, we will present each and every one of you individually, according to your degree specialization. In between these presentations, we'll hear from the school's leadership, we'll hear from a representative of the graduating class, and we'll hear from our honorary guest, who will arrive a little bit later. Sorry, just one sec. We were here from all these people. Sorry, 1 second. Hey. It was just the last paragraph. So the ceremonies, this evening's ceremony is being live streamed on Sciences Po website for those who can't be with us. And with them in mind, please can you tweet your photos and your messages using the hashtag SCPOGrad2019, which appears on the screen. I just want to make sure everyone's here. So what I'd like to do is ask our graduates to respond based on the degree programs in the order that we'll present you. First of all, I'd like to know if the students from the Masters in International Security are here. Hola. Let's try the next group. How about the Masters in International Development? Well done. The next group is small, but a lively group. The Masters in Advanced Global Studies. Fantastic. Then we move on to the Masters in Human Rights and Humanitarian Action. And how about our Masters in International Development? Did I already say you? Just checking. Masters in International Energy. How about environmental policy? And they're very close to you, les étudiants de politique et sciences de l'environnement. Ouais, they're small, yeah. Last two groups, Masters in International Public Management. Fantastic. And the final, last but not least, international economic policy. Great. So everyone's accounted for. You ready? I'm going to call upon our first speaker this evening. She's our Vice President for Studies, Professor Bénédicte Durand.
Chers parents, chers amis, Sciences Po, ses professeurs, l'ensemble des équipes qui accueillent et accompagnent nos étudiants à Nancy, au Havre, à Dijon, à Menton, à Reims, à Poitiers et à Paris, ils sont tous là, sont très heureux de vous accueillir aujourd'hui. Je veux d'abord vous dire notre joie immense de partager votre bonheur, de voir enfin diplômés celles et ceux que vous aimez et que vous avez soutenus sans relâche. Merci à vous. Ensemble, nous les avons vus grandir, choisir, s'ouvrir à la vie, prendre des risques, trop de risques parfois. Ils nous ont étonnés, amusés, agacés, éprouvés aussi, mais année après année, ils ont fait de leur rêve de Sciences Po une réalité intense et passionnante. Et les voici devant nous ce soir, dans la joie pure de l'accomplissement. Chères étudiantes, chers étudiants de notre école d'affaires internationales, vous êtes spécialistes de sécurité, d'environnement, de relations internationales, de droits de l'homme, mais surtout, vous avez choisi de penser large, d'explorer vos domaines d'expertise dans une approche globale. Alors, je sais bien qu'il est de bon ton de dénoncer ces élites globalisées, filles d'un néo-capitalisme brutal et indifférent. Il est de bon ton de désigner ces privilégiés de la terre qui la traverseraient sans repos et sans jamais poser le regard sur la vraie vie, celle du plus grand nombre. Cette caricature ne vous ressemble pas. Dire cela de vous, ou même le penser, c'est bien mal vous connaître. Pour ce qui me concerne, je vous ai vu audacieux et engagé. Je vous ai vu d'abord venir de loin, de Delhi au Havre, du Colorado à Menton, de Menton à Paris, de Mexico à Paris. Puis je vous ai vu repartir en stage, en mission, et revenir plus motivés encore. Certes, les ambassades, les institutions internationales, les services ministériels vous ont accueillis, pour le temps d'un stage ou d'une césure. Mais je vous ai vu aussi travailler dans des camps de réfugiés ou de migrants, dans des villes dévastées par les guerres, marauder la nuit pour venir en aide aux plus démunis. Chères étudiantes, chers étudiants, je vous sais généreux. Je vous sais capable de vous interroger, de douter, d'approfondir les questions les plus complexes. Je vous connais surtout impatient d'accueillir la parole de l'autre, de tous les autres, capable de faire de vos différences de langue, d'origine, de religion, une force pour bâtir et rebâtir, corriger ce monde qui va comme il peut. Alors, voici venu le temps de la preuve. Voici venu le temps d'agir. Là où vous serez demain et après-demain. Voici venu le temps où vos valeurs vont s'exprimer librement et vos qualités prendre leur pleine mesure. Ne vous laissez pas impressionner par les fâcheux et les démagogues de tout poil. Votre absence serait leur triomphe. Soyez fidèles à ce que Sciences Po vous a appris. Le goût du monde, certes, mais aussi le sens des responsabilités. Vous êtes ce soir 765 étudiants et étudiantes rassemblés dans cette salle. C'est autant de talents qui nous donnent à tous des raisons d'espérer. Agir pour la démocratie, la préservation de l'environnement, pour la paix, pour toutes les sécurités, qui sont les premiers des droits humains, est une immense responsabilité. Il y a 1000 façons de le faire. Et j'en suis sûre, vous saurez en inventer d'autres encore. Car c'est d'abord cela, Sciences Po. Traverser les frontières de la facilité. Ne pas se satisfaire des solutions prêtes à penser. Faire le pari de l'invention. Oser aussi la possibilité de l'échec. Alors, chères étudiantes, chers étudiants, soyez iconoclastes. Soyez libres. Gardez le cœur chaud, la tête froide et les bras ouverts. Car c'est à cela d'abord que partout dans le monde, on vous reconnaîtra comme diplômé de Sciences Po. Merci à tous.
Merci beaucoup, chère Benedicta. We'd now like to show you a short video of our school, the Paris School of International Affairs, as told by our students, our faculty, and our alumni. Please.
Our world is complex. Understanding and responding to these complexities has never been more important. At Sciences Po Paris School of International Affairs, PSIA, our goal is to train and shape global actors.
As we prepare for our 10th anniversary, we celebrate 3 main achievements. First, we are now ranked amongst the top 3 global universities for politics and international studies.
Second, we've become the largest school of international affairs in the world. And third, we attract truly outstanding students who represent over 110 nationalities.
The PSIA experience is unique. Our students can customize their professional profile. We offer 7 master's programs in the most salient fields of international affairs. These are combined with our rich offer of cross-cutting concentrations, including diplomacy, global risks, migration, as well as major geographical regions. Our students also have access to 10 dual degrees with the best universities in Asia, Europe, and North America.
PSIA classes are taught by world-renowned professors and leading experts, diplomats, army generals, directors of international organizations, founders of NGOs, and heads of business. The result is a versatile mix of current scholarship and innovative operational training, including simulation workshops, applied diplomacy, and legal clinics, all founded in best practices.
Formal studies are complemented by internships, career support, and events such as our flagship Youth and Leaders Summit and the Paris Peace Forum. These provide further opportunities for students to challenge world leaders and engage with global policy.
By the end of their 2 years with us, SIA graduates are well positioned to pursue high-profile careers in a range of fields and sectors. Our graduates work across the globe, in governments, NGOs, and the private sector. They become political advisors, public servants, analysts, researchers, diplomats, consultants, entrepreneurs, and innovators.
The world may be complex, but at PSIA, our students learn to understand, navigate, and engage with these complexities. Together, we work towards making the world a better and more secure place.
Sciences Po.
So now we're ready to start the action, the presentations of our students. Just before we do that, I'm going to tell you briefly how it works. Our students will be announced individually. They'll go forward and they'll receive a graduation card, followed by a graduation scarf from our platform party. The first group of master's students to be presented this evening are those in the Masters of International Security. And so please let me welcome to the stage our platform party, Sciences Po President Frédéric Mion, Sciences Po's Vice President Bénédicte Durand, Dean Enrico Letta, and the academic advisor, Miss Alice Judel.
Thomas Violot.
Yeha Wahbi.
Ali Haidar Sari.
Julie Dallet.
Meron Nebiou Elias.
Shivani Sandhu.
Rémi Roisnel.
Virginia Saveska.
Carlos Vargas Villamizar.
Lauren Hofmeister.
David Schork.
Thomas Dacosta.
Adela Vondrovikova.
Robin Urbaniak.
Paul Hoffman.
Héloïse Voisin.
Ali Akbar Safi.
Galina Todorova.
Romain Vadans.
Margot Didier.
Rana Ahmad.
Mathilde Kraft.
Sonia San Giovanni.
Karine Montero da Silva.
Bayan Alfadel.
Anna Maria Carou.
Claudio Scherer.
Dana Katkoda.
Radost Karamiahaleva.
Oana Mihaela Mihalashe.
Marie Abou Jaoudeh.
Wege.
Lina Ala Eddin.
Esther Meunier.
Guillaume Arduin.
Nicole Anderson.
Liris Sarelainen.
Zahwa Arafat.
Laetitia Doncieux.
Daphne Tsipitsi.
Lucille Duquesne.
Maxime Morel.
Milan Seguière.
Monica Vavrikova.
Katarina Lukakovikova.
Lindsay Marinkazu.
Marie-France Rodier.
Assim Jawid.
Maximilian Ménard.
Laurie Jacob.
Julie Sertelon.
Pierre Mougel.
Oda Midboe.
Andrew Kane.
Ella McElroy.
Matthias Terp Jensen.
Carolina Sainati.
Jan Niklas Beck.
Lisa Becker.
Séraphine Dinkel.
Cheyenne Balali.
Lee Nguyen.
Caroline Bossard.
Joris Jourdain.
Alexander Stronel.
Théo Collard.
Jean-Baptiste Jeanne.
Thomas Rosas.
Nikolai Judson.
Ida Rodingen.
Félix de la Poterie Sieniki.
Chiara Di Fiore.
Andrés Aponte Novoa.
Joanne Roman.
Alice Sharon.
Menno Luidenberg.
Maxine Touba.
Honsum Chung.
Edith Topkuoglu.
Camille Niberon.
Jade Monou.
Camille Cossard.
Alexandra Zlon.
Joanna Lancashire.
Justas Kidikas.
Jaco Pepinj Baljet.
Labino Gachi.
Rachel Engazou.
Aurélie Mattmuller.
Sarah Fourxy. Sorry.
Julian Garcia Kazimirovski.
Mathilde Bettencourt Carretero de Bivar Cruz.
Lucie Chen.
Claire Moutafian.
Élise Tingvoll.
Léa Itreus.
Georgia Banjo.
Ahmed Chakroun.
Miyukiki Naiki.
Esther Soulard.
Nathalie Herbert.
Audrey Chambaudet.
Elsa Régnier.
Casimir Legrand.
Rune Wolfhagen.
Ruth Cranenberg.
Zoé Klein.
Marija Sulce.
Dorothea Kovacs.
Morgane Berthaud.
Servan Lefort.
Kimberly Lepape.
Grégoire Laurent.
Kevin Spangenberg.
Aditya Srinivasan.
Gabriel Nolin.
Franziska Sterk.
Jana Nölke.
Martin Kridzik.
Hamish Beverstock.
Jacqueline Niavor. Jacqueline Niavor.
Valentina Spina.
Jonathan Lech.
Zivka Getsova.
Rally Benalou.
Alexander Berchi Wrigley.
Ilya Kurtev.
Jacob Wallman.
Mahmoud Yeya Zakaria Zaad Saleh.
Jorge Prats Cardona.
Matthias Schulz.
Lil Ogesen.
Ilissa Yami.
Tiffany Akobe.
Mo Kwasi.
Gwendoline Zami.
Tess Armand.
Camille Glory.
Flora Guiton.
Julie Grégory.
Mary Petrosian.
Philippa Brarod.
Alem Kelil.
Sophie Agré.
Isadora Vieira Arruda.
Julia Carlson.
Oran Aydin cum laude.
Monique Elliott Smith, cum laude.
Greta Egne cum laude.
James Titler, cum laude.
Julian Josvig cum laude.
Julie Baleno, cum laude.
Mathias Humer cum laude.
Lise Cohen, cum laude.
Steen Gabriel cum laude.
Marcus Frédéric Weisser, cum laude.
Caterina Borrelli cum laude.
Gabriel Moubalama, cum laude.
Gabriella Barnett cum laude.
Thomas Garcin, cum laude.
Nicole Lopez del Carril cum laude.
Kenny Kremer, cum laude.
Andrea Sormani cum laude.
Frederike Hartz, cum laude.
Ambrose Pim cum laude.
Zoé Perrin, cum laude.
John Nicolas Elferich summa cum laude.
Hugo Cotte Petit-François, summa cum laude.
Sotirios Moraitis summa cum laude. Rikuto Watanabe.
And that brings to our end our graduates from the Masters in International Security. Congratulations. I now invite our platform party, please, to return to their seats, except for one. Who's going to
I have to take my text.
Ah. I'll use the time wisely. So our next speaker is someone who really needs no introduction. He's been the Dean of PSIA for the last 4 years. He's the one who brought the famous Youth and Leaders Summit. He is the one and only Enrico Letta.
Dear students, dear parents, dear friends, I would like to start by sharing with you a flashback. 2 years ago, we first met in a very sunny caniculaire, comme aujourd'hui, end of August 2017, Rue des Saints-Pères, la cour de Rue des Saints-Pères. Can remember all your faces, smiles, anxieties, shyness. Now in this graduation day, in which you target the future, just look back for a bit. 2 years ago, the world was so different from now. You spent in the greatest school of international affairs in the world, PSIA, the years that changed foreign policy at world level. And you were part of these changes, because here, beyond studying, you spent part of your time acting. In fact, you attended many events, like, for instance, the Great Paris Peace Forum. But first of all, you attended 2 editions of our Youth and Leaders Summit, the event that you co-organized with us, with the president of the Youth and Leaders Summit, Lakhdar Brahimi, and in partnership with the New York Times. One in 2018 on inequalities in the world, the last one, January, this year, on the consequences of the technological disruptors. Great platform to exchange with world leaders and elaborate new ideas. Thanks to you, this event changed his face in the last 2 years. At the very beginning, I have to say, it was the classic conference with speakers and audience. Now, thanks to your protagonism, it's becoming a unique, vibrant space of an interactive search for new ideas and solutions on the main problems of today's and tomorrow's world. Really interactive. You have really chosen the titles and set up the scenes and the tracks of the debates. You have been presented and attended the panels. You have experienced, through simulations, issues and solutions of the different debates. Thank you. Thank you for your protagonism. It is the best example of your proactive and fully engaged experience here. And it is the way in which we all gave a contribution to those crucial changes in international politics during these couple of years. We were, 2 years ago, just shocked at that time by the vote of Brexit. And at the same time, we were unaware of the storm that would have changed the world of international affairs, the world of trade, the world of diplomacy, the world of security, even the world of tweeting with the arrival of Donald Trump. There is a pre-Trump and a post-Trump in global affairs. You were here exactly in the moment in which these events happened. And we were all together trying to detect and understand these new cleavages. In those 2 years, the rise of non-traditional parties all over Europe, the new East-West cleavage at the European level on migration crisis, on future continental integration, protectionism, terrorism, radicalism, and how many other isms can add. Think how much we were lucky living these incredible times here together. I insist on this term, together. It is not the same richness you can get following these changes as lonely spectator. Think at how richer is the experience and the lessons learned thanks to this collective path we did. Today, you look the future with a new toolbox, new eyes. You have a new cardinal points to try to better understand. This is thanks to your professors first. I ask you a big hand to your professors. They are great, great professors. Thanks to the Sciences Po leadership. Thank you, Frédéric. Thank you, Bénédicte. Thank you, Miriam. You all invested so much in PSIA. We are really very grateful to you. It is thanks to the team, the fantastic PSIA team. They are there. Thank you very much. But it is also thanks to your families. They are here, so a big round of applause. But at the end of the day, it is thanks to you. The big applause is for you, all for you, thanks to you. I have to say, it's a privilege to work with you. It's a privilege to be professors, deans, deputy deans, pedagogic assistant of such a fantastic representative of the best youth in the world. Teaching to you is a great human and professional experience. Thank you. I learned a lot. I listened carefully your ideas, your doubts, your proposals. I was pushed to reset some of my ideas on Europe, for instance, and on the world because of your comments and your reaction. You are ready now. And for what concerns Europe, I know you are ready to change Europe. And as final request by your dean, please do it. Change Europe. Europe is entering a new phase after May 2019 elections. These elections gave the world the great news that Europe is standing and Europe matters. The spectacular rise of the popular turnout from 42% to more than 50%, a rise the first time in the European Parliament history, is a great boost for a better future. Think at the new landscape created by the voters, and the young voters first. Think at the environment, European flagship today in the world. Think at the choice in the next days of all the new European Union institutions' leaders. Think at Brexit and the future of the European Union without the UK. Think at the new challenges of migrations, aging society, technology. Europe needs your commitment. Europe definitely needs you. So do it. Change Europe, and do it because you love Europe. Do it because you love building bridges and remove walls. Do it because you love integration and you reject discriminations. Do it because meeting each other is richness, not nightmare. It is true not only for Europe, of course. Integration, cooperation, bridges, mutual understanding are the cardinal points of your compass everywhere in today's world. Now the compass is in your hands. Your journey is about to start. Set the sails, wake the anchor. The world needs you.
Thank you so much, Enrico. We're now ready for our next group. Those will be the graduates of the Masters in International Development. I know they're here because I checked twice. So if I can please invite back to the stage our platform party with the academic advisor, Caterina Larangero.
Giulietta Adam.
Cécile Avena.
Alice Johnson.
Francisca Coronona Ravest.
Diana Humala.
Alexandra McManus.
Anaïs Tizi.
Dahen Han.
Chandni Jain.
Ophélie Drouot.
Maria Elisa Ordones.
Gabriela Andrea Hermosilla Gonçalves.
Kilian Gripon.
Manuel José Cabrera Porres.
Andrea Grigorescu.
Rim Melaque.
José Augustin Villalba.
Sarah Ole Navarro.
Fabian Ruthard.
Lara Lucert.
Shreya Rajagopal.
Dilek Gursel.
Theo van der Merwe.
Gabriela De Marchi Capelletto.
Ryosuke Takemura.
Jiwi Park.
Emma Kruger Chanut.
Fang Yu.
Arili Aguirre.
Brianna Salvatore.
Alessandro Nicoletti.
Flore Coedic.
Lise Mauvais.
Rachele Meo.
Letaru Dralega.
Dieudonne Gamelli.
Hannah Kim.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Yojeong Kim.
Eva Eschinazzi.
Benedict Solera Orna.
Vladislav Galev.
Pauline Chokokam.
Thomas Barker.
Wintiri Tanhaye. You're gorgeous.
Laura Marmor de Luca.
Congratulations. Simren Hermsing.
Désiré Herman.
Congratulations, well done. Sonia Le Chevalier.
Juliette Volant.
Bravo. Félicitations, bien joué. Alexis Bernard.
Djibril Tachefine.
Astrid Olesen.
Lara Kriwan.
Madalena Zoka.
David Vigoureux.
Andrea García Salinas.
Daniela Gomez.
Well done. Néstor Perecha.
Merichel Luis Gumiel.
Yingyin Wu. Congratulations.
Sébastien Geschwind.
Clara Brockmeyer.
Alexandra D'Agostini.
Congratulations. Well done. Zuzana Machova.
Aurélien Mijaud.
Congratulations. Well done. Timothée André.
Paul Gaspard.
Emmanuel Renaud.
Elsine Bassecci.
Bogdan Bors. Congratulations.
Valentina Bellesi, cum laude.
Fernanda Pavés Esbrí, cum laude.
Laura Rameyer, cum laude.
Elisa Majed, cum laude.
Adam Fifield, cum laude.
William Cullen, cum laude.
Aliénor Jolicard, cum laude.
Alexis Leskinen, cum laude. Bravo. Félicitations.
Simon Kaiser, cum laude.
Eva Katzer, summa cum laude. Congratulations. Well done.
Saskia Schindler, summa cum laude.
So congratulations once again to the graduates of International Development. The next group are the Masters in Advanced Global Studies. There's no change to the platform party, but just to note that these are students who are with us for a more intensive 1 year as opposed to the traditional 2-year program. Without further ado, we present those students.
Antoine Laurent.
Luca Radicella.
Tiffany Cassidy.
Melissa Mitchell.
Guamaka Kifukwe.
Abel Mavoura.
Caroline Milliot.
Congratulations. Marie-Hélène Rousseau.
Hiwen Zhang.
John Marie Del Mundo.
Tammy Sas Mayo.
Caroline Avant.
Catalina Palma Urbina.
Carlos Tena Razzo.
Rosa García Becerril.
Felicidades, gracias.
And congratulations to the Masters in Advanced Global Studies. Please, I now invite our platform party back to their seats. Thank you very much. I'd now like to introduce a graduate who will speak on behalf of the class of 2019. Mas Mahmud has been living in France as an exile from his native Bangladesh for the past 6 years. His decision to study at PSIA was driven by his own personal experience of displacement. Tonight, he will graduate with a master's in human rights and humanitarian action. Besides completing all of the normal workload of his studies, Mas has contributed to life on campus, most notably as vice president of Sciences Po Refugee Rights, and through his engagement in activities relating to refugee rights. He is professional, courteous, and remarkably resilient. We think he makes PSIA so special. Mas Mahmud, please come and address the graduating class of 2019.
Big. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2019. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak at this joyous occasion. We graduated. We made it. No more inscription pédagogique. We all have a lot of wonderful, amazing memories at Sciences Po. Mine, for sure, have changed me for the better. I want to share a couple of examples and tell you what this school means to me, which I hope that everyone can resonate with. To do this, I should tell you how and why Sciences Po, why France. Fear. Fear of persecution, willingness to keep breathing and not lose my life on the way, pushed me to leave my home without a set destination. Leave my home, family, friends. I got displaced across continents. An ominous journey continued for what resembled an eternity before I found exile in the land of baguette and wine. It was just as hard to survive at the beginning. I went through months of sleeping rough in this city. Thankfully then, a French family decided to put up with me. They have provided me with accommodation and the confidence to continue my higher education. For that, who is also being my parents tonight here, I would like to thank you to Chantal and Mark, who are over there. I found out about Sciences Po from a colleague of mine who one morning was overjoyed at work to find out that she was admitted. Naturally, I asked her to help me with my application. I wasn't sure if I would be accepted. 2 months later, I was elated at finding out that I too have been admitted. Before Sciences Po, I didn't have a support system to enjoy the baguettes and the wine. This school is the platform on which I rebuilt my life. I restarted my life from ground zero. Living as a refugee comes with automatic victimization and stigmatization. I now can see things from a positive perspective. The negative things that happen strengthen me as I find comfort in them and I learn from them. It has been possible thanks to this school helping me understand the complexities of displacement, while at the same time I made new amazing friends from all over the world. When I was living on the street, I had a friend who had helped me often, but we lost touch with each other for a while. Imagine our surprise when we bumped into each other first day at school and when we found out that we are part of the same master's program. The beauty of this school is you do meet people from everywhere, all around the world, who will now be going to even more different places after graduation, which is handy when I travel. It means free accommodation. Often, I'm asked what keeps me going. Support of others, friends who have supported me throughout my studies here. Some of them are here tonight. The professors, the staff at the school, that made it much easier for me to accept things and not lose hope. I find my confidence and inspiration from the diversity and different perspectives all of you bring. All of you that open my eyes to see and understand new things that help me become who I am today. So looking back at our time here at Sciences Po, let's be reminded of what we will take away. Undoubtedly, the courses, their contents, quality of the professors, and the friends we made along the way, but also the little things without which Sciences Po experience couldn't be complete. The all-nighters to hand in the essays only at the last minute. The times we had to get to school at 8 a.m., sometimes on Saturdays. Thank you, Sciences Po. The times we complained about skills courses and not finding a place in the library. The stressful time about finding a third semester internship and all those no's we had to go through. And of course, those existential questions. Can we miss more than 2 classes and not be defiant? Why does it take so long to get our results? And what's the story of Marcel and Jesus? And of course, who can forget all the panic before the grande and all asking all those questions about the jury? All these have enriched our student life. Now we are here at graduation. The chapter is about to close. So it's time to thank the school for accepting us, for making sure we had some of the best professors, for inviting important public figures for events, and for maintaining partnerships with other notable institutions. Thank you to all the professors and the support staff for sharing your knowledge with us. And most importantly, to all the parents, siblings, and loved ones, thank you for coming to see us graduate and everything you have done for us. So what next? For me, today, I try to comprehend and immerse myself as part of the society. I want to go on making sure others do not go through what I endured, to make sure voices of displaced people are heard and taken into consideration everywhere, to ensure women and men are seen equally. Today, the day of our graduation, I want us to look into the future. In 10 years' time, I believe we will all be in a position to make meaningful impact through our work. Then, and indeed as often as we can, I challenge each of us to think of humanity, of this planet Earth, of climate crisis, of biodiversity loss, and of everyone's right to be treated equally when we make any decisions or when we have the chance to influence decision makers around us. That's the challenge. And through our actions, we can make a difference. And we can tell a child about it in a green garden party, because the Alumni Association desperately wants us to go and kept spamming us for the past 3 weeks. Finally, I would like to finish by thanking my mom back home, and my sisters who are also displaced, and my brother. I long for the day to see you all again. For now, though, I feel a sense of belonging to this school and a part of all your journeys here. So thank you for allowing me, and congratulations.
Well done. We're now ready for to present you the next group of graduates. They'll be the graduates from the Masters in Human Rights and Humanitarian Action. To help us with that, we invite back to the stage our platform party, President Millon, Vice President Durand, Dean Letta, and the academic advisor, Louise Harris.
Zelda Maibas.
Catherine Pineda Marquez.
Nora Amenkar.
Marie Nell Thorne.
Yutong Nong.
Camille Roviaz.
Philippe Vaskouk.
Galia Melendez.
Camille Alamel.
Sylvia Risotto.
Aurélie Bouitert.
Eva Balsionet.
Ignace Recasius.
Sarah Thal.
Matthew Abbey.
Nachon Bunag.
Xianglei Zheng.
Kamia Youssef.
Sydney Novak.
Amelie Ludwig Dinkel.
Shirin Koudari.
Ludmila Cartier.
Alexia Martel.
Morgan Martinez.
So Min Hong.
Claire Pilijan.
Anna Dori.
Nicolas Tanguy-Leduc.
Christine Johnson.
Larissa Frozel-Barros.
Ana Lucia Partida Borrego.
Marion Turl.
Claire Pershan.
Delphé Dubois.
Rubén Leandro de Araujo Paredes Batista.
Panuga Palenthiran.
María de las Mercedes Olivo.
Roberta Rothman.
Juliette Kircher Luciani.
Mariana Gonçalves Villafranca.
Pedro Corrales Furtado de Oliveira.
Chloe Villalobos.
Celia Pascual Fort.
Lydia Walter.
Manon Efer Iriart.
Ella Rutten.
Paola Petrucco.
Liliana Mascarella.
Chloé Risman.
Carolyn Ulurup.
Léa Darves Bornoz.
Naomi Cosmel.
Simon Van Sluten.
Camilla Jensen Cascal.
Trevor Laroche Teun.
Mas Mahmud.
Michaela Churchill, cum laude.
Patrick Woodruff, cum laude.
Joachim Stassart, cum laude.
Lina Riek Michelsen, cum laude.
Élise Desrochers, cum laude.
Sasha Firebend, cum laude.
Emily Campbell, cum laude.
Frederick Onstad, cum laude.
Alexandre Rutigliano, cum laude.
Laura Mireille, cum laude.
Vanessa Top, cum laude.
Jonas Bull, cum laude.
Chloé Baume Malfin, cum laude. Sorry, summa cum laude.
Oh. Francesco Pinotti, summa cum laude.
Olivia Sundberg, summa cum laude.
Beatrice Jusket, summa cum laude.
The Masters in Human Rights and Humanitarian Action. I now invite our platform party, please, back to their seats. It's now time in our program for our guest of honor. Our guest of honor is a brilliant lawyer who has strived throughout her career to use law as an instrument for social change. She was her country's first female president. She was the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. She was asked by Ban Ki-moon to be his special envoy for climate change in the build-up to and the conclusion of the Paris Climate Summit, COP21. She founded and heads a foundation that works to create justice for the victims of climate change, in particularly the poorest, the most marginalized for doing of climate change. She was asked by Nelson Mandela to join his group of elders when he first established it, and indeed, she now serves as the chair of that group. She's devoted her life to defending human rights, to promoting climate justice. What I've told you is just a fraction of the incredible and inspiring career of this amazing woman. I'm delighted and privileged to confirm to you that the guest of honor who will address the class of 2019 is Mrs. Mary Robinson.
Bonsoir, good evening. What an atmosphere. Oh, I'm very honored to be the commencement speaker at Sciences Po, which I must say is a school that I've long admired. And to take part in a graduating ceremony is a wonderful opportunity to reflect on what you have learned and benefited from as master students. I saw masters in human rights and humanitarian affairs just been graduating, and to bask in your achievements. And it's also a wonderful time for your parents and all your family who are here, relatives and friends, to join in celebrating with you. Normally, I was chancellor of my own university, Trinity College in Dublin, for 21 years. I've just retired. And I remember all these graduating ceremonies, and they're all very happy, upbeat occasions. And that's the normal. That's what normally happens. But times are not so normal anymore. The world into which you graduate is a fraught and fractured one with many problems, one of which I want to highlight, which is the existential threat of climate change. I actually don't think I need to emphasize that, because Paris and France is having extreme heat. I got a record heat. I felt it today when I landed in Paris. Being an Irish person with my Irish skin, I don't like this very intense heat. It's not so bad in this hall, but outside it's very hot at the moment. And we know that this is not an accident, that this has been accumulating, that this is what we call global warming, climate change. But this, to me, is the ideal university in which to share my own thoughts about how what I call climate justice can help secure a good future for all. I'm greatly encouraged by the fact that I recently attended the first World Forum on climate justice. It was at Glasgow Caledonian University, and there were over 180 participants from 35 countries. I say that because when I started my foundation more than 10 years ago, the words climate justice were kind of taboo. Nobody knew what this meant, and they were kind of worried about it being too radical, too difficult. Was it blaming people? What was it about? And so to have a world forum was really important. And we've reflected together on the importance of having a people-centered, human rights and gender-responsive approach to the climate crisis, linking people with the ecosystems, the animals, all the species that share this world with us, and that we also have to be responsible for. Let's go back to 2015, not so long ago. The frameworks negotiated by member states of the United Nations in that year, the 2030 framework, 2030 agenda with its 17 sustainable development goals, and the Paris Climate Agreement, were voluntary or weak in enforceability. As you heard, I was the special envoy of the Secretary General. I was observing this. Countries were able to agree because they could pick and choose how they would implement. That was basically it. They could choose what they would do. So they agreed. 193 countries agreed the 2030 agenda in September. 195 countries agreed the Paris Climate Agreement. However, the goal in the Paris Climate Agreement was that we would stay well below 2 degrees Celsius of warming above pre-industrial standards, and we would work towards 1.5 degrees. And I must say, as the UN Secretary General's Special Envoy in Paris, I thought that was just for the small island states, a concession to them, because they pleaded so hard, 1.5 to stay alive. It was a mantra at Paris. But the scientists had never studied this. So when they were asked by the Paris Climate Agreement, what's the difference between 1.5 degrees and 2 degrees? And if we have to stay at 1.5 degrees, what does it mean and how do we do it? And they were the two questions that the scientists answered. And the answer they gave about the 1.5 degrees and the 2 degrees was really quite serious. It's in that period that really serious things happen to our world. By and large, the coral reefs disappear. By and large, the Arctic ice disappears. And then there will be a permafrost melting, which sends up not just carbon greenhouse gas, but methane in serious, and then methane is much, much more serious than carbon. So in that period, very, very serious things happen, and that's before we get to 2 degrees. So what the scientists said was, no, this isn't for the small island states. This is for the whole world. It is much safer for our children and grandchildren that we stay at 1.5 degrees. And since then, as I'm sure you will recall, we had another report in May about the extinction of species, about 1 million species being extinguished because of the impact that our fossil fuel world has made on those species. And as a consequence, I believe that we can no longer afford to regard those two big frameworks, the 2030 Agenda in September 2015 and the Paris Climate Agreement in December of 2015, we can no longer regard them as voluntary, as pick and choose, as take it or leave it, more or less. And these are instead imperative because of the science. I've taken on a new scientific hat. I think it's a hat that my dear elder friend, Lakhdar Brahimi, is very well known to you here in Sciences Po. Yes, a little clap for Lakhdar. I don't think Lakhdar realizes that I have another hat. I'm now one of the 2 patrons of the world science body, the International Science Council, which brings together 2 previous bodies. One was the International Science Council, and the other was the International Social Science Council. And they've come together as one body last year, and they want to promote both the science and the human dimensions, the humanity of science in one body. So they've chosen patrons to help to do that, and I happen to be one of those patrons. And it's for that that I actually can say with even more confidence that science has now made it imperative that we secure a livable world for our children and grandchildren by fully implementing both the 2030 Agenda and the Paris Climate Agreement. And this requires a change of mindset at the global political level. Because in explaining what we need to do to stay at 1.5 degrees, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change said we have to reduce by 45% carbon emissions by 2030 from 2010 standards. Reduce by 45%, but you know what happened last year? Carbon emissions went up. So we're not reducing at the moment. They actually went up. And we have to change and have a very different mindset. But the scientists also said this is doable if you have the political will. And how do you get that political will and that sense of global solidarity? I believe that it's through the emerging movement of climate justice, putting pressure on governments and on business, particularly the fossil fuel industry. And it's heartening to see that school children are striking, that young people are making their voices heard. We have women leaders stepping up very strongly. Some, such as Extinction Rebellion, have taken to peaceful protest. And there's an increasing business commitment and investment leadership telling us we need more ambition from governments. And as I mentioned, the scientists also are on board. The importance of this growing climate justice movement is that it will call for a just transition to a world powered by clean energy and climate actions that fully respect human rights and gender equality. So workers in coal, oil and gas won't be left out. And the Gilets jaunes won't be left out. They will also be included. And priority will also be given to reaching the 1 billion people in our world today of 7.7 billion who never switch the switch for electricity. Imagine that. 1 billion people out of 7.7 billion never switch the switch. They light their homes with kerosene and candles, both of which are dangerous. And the 2.3 billion who still cook on coal and animal dung and wood and inhale smoke indoors that kills so many of them and the children who are with them. We have the off-grid lights, we have the mini systems, and we have the clean cook stoves that can transform the lives of a significant portion of our world and enable them to take themselves out of deep poverty. So rising to the challenge of addressing the threat of climate change can be truly transformative and achieve the commitment in the 2030 Agenda to leave no one behind. So what's required is that people from all walks of life commit to taking 3 steps. And this is what I'm asking you to do at your graduation ceremony and your parents and family and friends who are with you and listening. Just 3 steps. And the first step is to make the issue of climate change personal in your lives. Do something that gives you ownership of this issue as a person. And it's something that is relevant to reducing your own climate imprint, changing your diet habits perhaps. For example, I've become a pescatarian, a word I didn't even use until recently. It means I don't eat meat, basically. And, you know, I loved lamb from the west of Ireland. It cost me a little bit, but it means, you know, you take ownership. And then the second step is to get angry and get active. Get angry with those who have more power and therefore more responsibility, such as governments at all levels, including the city level, cities and towns. Get angry with business, especially fossil fuel business, agribusiness, and transport. And then the second part of the second step is take action by using your voice and your vote, and by supporting organizations involved in conservation issues or climate change advocacy, which can also actually help to reduce your own climate anxiety. Those of you who are feeling a climate anxiety in the world you're graduating into, it helps to be active. And thirdly, the third step, I believe, is the most important of all, and it's the one we don't talk about enough. It's most important that we imagine this world that we must be hurrying towards. Not think of it as, oh my goodness, it's going to be terrible, I have to give up this, I'll have to give up that. No, it's going to be a much healthier world. It's going to be a world without the air and water pollution of fossil fuel, and it has to be a more equal world because everyone will have access to clean energy. And to get there, we will have had to show the very solidarity called for in the 2030 agenda with its sustainable development goals. So it'll be a world of deeper human relationships at all levels. It'll also be a world of a circular economy, consuming less and valuing more. We need a climate justice movement, speaking up for people who've had the least capacity to protect themselves, their families, their homes, and their incomes from the impacts of climate change, and indeed climate action policies that are not grounded in human rights. Just think of the terrible devastation caused by Cyclone Idai in some of the poorest countries in Africa recently, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Malawi. In this case, climate change is not only a destructive force in its own right, it also serves to amplify and to aggravate existing inequalities as those with the least resources suffer the greatest hardships. Climate change respects no borders, and it affects all countries regardless of income level, as witnessed by devastating floods across Europe in recent years, the heat that European countries, notably France, are suffering at the moment, or the cyclones and hurricanes that have battered the coast of the United States. At its heart, climate justice is a transformative concept. It insists on a shift from a discourse on greenhouse gases and melting ice caps into a civil rights movement, with the people and communities most vulnerable to climate impacts at its very heart. Now, thanks to the recent marches, strikes, and protests of hundreds and thousands of school children, we've begun to understand the intergenerational injustice of climate change and the need to plan transition policy over a time span to include many generations to follow, including those yet unborn. Let me conclude by telling you of an experience I had very recently. 2 weeks ago, I was privileged to attend the second dialogue at the Vatican on energy transition and care of our common home, which included executives from the world's leading oil and gas producers and also global investors, and some scholars of climate science and high-level representatives of the academic world. In his address to the group, Pope Francis said, and I like to quote him at a little length because it's so relevant, he said, "Your meeting has focused on 3 interrelated points. First, just transition. Second, carbon pricing. And third, transparency in reporting climate risk. These are 3 immensely complex issues, and I commend you for taking them up. A just transition, as you know, is called for in the preamble of the Paris Agreement. Such a transition involves managing a social and employment impact of the move to a low carbon society. If managed well, this transition can generate new jobs, reduce inequality, and improve the quality of life for those affected by climate change. Second, carbon pricing is essential if humanity is to use the resources of creation wisely. The failure to deal with carbon emissions has incurred a vast debt that will now have to be repaid with interest by those coming after us. Our use of the world's natural resources can only be considered ethical when the economic and social costs of using them are transparently recognized and are fully borne by those who incur them, rather than by other people or future generations. The third issue, transparency in reporting climate risk, is essential because economic resources must be deployed where they can do the most good. Open, transparent, science-based, and standardized reporting is in the common interests of all. Enabling financial capital to move to those areas that support the fullest possibilities to human ingenuity to create and innovate, while at the same time protecting the environment and creating more sources of employment. End of the quote from Pope Francis. The Pope's leadership for care for our common home reminds us that faith groups must also be part of the growing climate justice movement. So I want to challenge you, the graduates today, the 2019 graduates, to basically become leaders of this climate justice. This is your world. This is the window you have, and it's short, to really make a difference. It's a big challenge, but remember the wise words of Nelson Mandela. He made Dr. Brahimi and myself his elders, and therefore we reference him a lot. And he said something very simple. He said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." So enjoy your special day, have all the excitement, have all the fun, but then get serious. Thank you.
Mary Robinson. Thank you so much. We're now ready to present our next group of students. The first, it'll be 3 groups in one session. The first of those groups are students from the Masters in International Energy. And so I invite back to the stage our party, President Mion, Vice President Durand, Dean Letta, and the academic advisor, Dania Delben.
Dianto Leflang.
Effet Bulldog.
Mathilda Delcroix.
Shade Christine.
Edoardo Roberto Giorgetti.
Ronald Pinto.
Pierre Journel.
Joanna Lepmetz.
Marine Girard.
Clémentine Guibault.
Louis Tiercelin.
Minglu Tang.
Adrienne Scott Cox.
Arthur Chamboredon.
Julia Simon.
Kira Gibart.
Zheng Shu.
Anna Subasic.
Maya Tomic.
Poulette Pharaon Chaoul Corona.
Gawie Kanjemba.
Francesca Puzzo.
Grégoire Romano.
Nicolas Verdon.
Katia Schubert.
Ernst Kuhnemann.
Noah Schlösser.
Philippe Queiro-Laméry.
Jacopo Casadei.
Henri Stanislaw.
Tanguy Poupard Lafarge.
Claudie Mrukusova.
Xavier Le Joncourt.
Mervan Mati.
Nicholas Evans.
Jan Schurk.
Julian Lazinger, cum laude.
Alessia Bochner, cum laude.
Guillaume Schnigans, cum laude.
Martin Takas, cum laude.
Livia Gallarati, cum laude.
Maren Preuss, cum laude.
Jonathan Rouleau, cum laude, summa cum laude.
Those were the graduates in the Masters of International Energy. We will now present to you the graduates in Environmental Policy. No change to the platform.
Juan Diego Valdivieso Rowland.
Valentina Quadri.
Alejandra Gurayev Elizalde.
Dimitri Turen.
Vanina Choe.
Lola Guif.
Lucie Pellissier.
Lucie Bompin.
Geoffrey Lapillus.
Andrea Ferré-Lambert.
Jonathan Crook.
Mohamed Azim Rosli.
Pierre Jeudi.
Agathe Chauvin.
Laura Georgelin.
Tamsin Lansey Smith.
Rebecca Sens.
Rachel Harrington Abrams.
Racela Thérèse Abundo.
Franziska Barnhusen.
Sophie Lejeune.
Helen Laubenstein.
Lucas Winkelmann.
Juliette Mopa.
Maxime Denis.
Aaron Zelig.
Clémentine Wolf.
Manuela Yamada.
Federico De Lorenzo.
Nandini Agarwal.
Alexandra Oliveira Pinto.
Zoé Moussa.
Ana Kun Velázquez.
Anna Corbet.
Tom Brie Chevalier. Mathilde Tonon, cum laude.
Élise Hubert, cum laude.
Jessica Lee, cum laude.
Charlotte Villain, cum laude.
Charlotte Festa, summa cum laude.
Manon Ghislain, cum laude. Summa cum laude.
And the final group of students, graduates to be presented in this section are the students, graduates, with our double degree with Sorbonne Université, de politique et sciences de l'environnement.
Ninon Tardivelle.
Laetitia Caillol.
Raphaël Lelouvier.
Marie Lézy.
Thomas Bonvillain.
Nadine Stuber, summa cum laude.
Marc Maloney. Summa cum laude.
So one final round of applause, please, for these three groups. Masters in International Energy, Environmental Policy, et Sciences et Politique de l'Environnement. And I invite our party back to their seats. We'd now like to show you a short video of the life of a student at Sciences Po. Please.
Paris. Paris, I will miss you. 2 years in Paris, or 3.
Ou plus quand on est à Sciences Po depuis le collège.
Et pas seulement à Paris, si l'on était au collège, à Poitiers.
À Nancy.
À Dijon.
À Reims, programme Europe, Amérique du Nord. À Reims, programme Europe-Afrique.
Sous le grand soleil du Havre.
Under the bright sun, in Menton.
Les cursus de Sciences Po sont très diversifiés.
En gros, on a fait des sciences sociales.
Sociology, history, law.
Économie, sciences politiques.
Sciences Po est 3e mondiale en sciences politiques et en relations internationales au classement QS.
Plus des langues, plus des ateliers artistiques.
So, for those of us who have studied at the undergrad college, social science,
y compris en 3, qui fait pleinement partie de la formation.
But what we all have in common today is what comes next.
Les écoles, mais pas tous les mêmes.
We do journalism,
du droit,
des affaires publiques.
International Affairs at PSIA,
On a suivi l'école urbaine
or the School of Management and Innovation.
ou fait de la recherche à l'école doctorale.
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on a en commun au fond?
Lui,
Frederick Mion. What else?
des inscriptions pédagogiques.
Des examens, des voitures de sport, des appariteurs, un grand oral.
A cat.
Ce qu'on a en commun, c'est le diplôme de Sciences Po lui-même.
Pour certains, obtenu studieusement avec la mention summa cum laude.
For others, not as much. It's true, but we were just as busy. Winning the Crete for the 8th time in a row in March.
La finale contre Toulouse, match très très facile. Aucun effort de la part de la BAF. Franchement, on a marché tout le match.
With musical theater during Arts Week.
Les performances de hip-hop ou de chansons du concours des talents.
With the debate competition, the Philip Séguin Prize.
Choisis-moi.
With more academic activities like Model MUN debates, P-Moon, Re-Moon, Med-Moon. Meetings with diplomats and international leaders, the Youth and Leaders Summit.
Des amphis en Facebook Live pour les élections américaines, françaises, européennes. Des rencontres avec des romanciers, des romancières.
Des cinéastes, des auteurs dramatiques.
Famous chefs, rappers, designers.
Et bien sûr des chefs d'État et du gouvernement.
Sciences Po, c'est tout ça.
Sciences Po, c'est nous.
Sciences Po, c'est toi, Salomé.
You, Djibril. You, Adèle. You, Tony.
Toi, Léa. Toi, Oana.
Toi, Wael. Toi, Claire. Toi, Capucine. Toi, Shanice.
You, Elisa. You, Manuela. You, Juliane.
Toi, Guillaume. Toi, Barnabé. Vous, Milena et Aurore.
Toi, Racella. Toi, Awa.
You, Constance. You, Marie.
Mais quel que soit ce qu'on a pu faire,
on a tous des émotions comparables en fait.
Because Sciences Po, even if it's just a part of Paris,
Sciences Po, au fond, ça ressemble à un Bollywood. Mais oui.
Just as in Bollywood, there are lots of characters in the story.
Et beaucoup de rencontres.
Just like in Bollywood, everyone is beautiful.
Comme à Bollywood, il y a de l'amour, du suspense.
1,000 adventures and 1,000 twists and turns.
Comme devant un film de Bollywood, on n'arrive pas à y croire. Et comme à Bollywood, ça finit toujours bien. D'ailleurs non, ça n'en finit jamais.
Bien sûr que non, ça ne finit jamais.
It never truly comes to an end. So let's continue to dance our way through life. Always remembering the good times, not forgetting
Sciences Po.
Sciences Po. Sciences Po. Sciences Po.
Sounds like you enjoyed that. Good. We've made great progress, and we're now ready to start announcing our final group of graduates. The first of that will be the Masters in International Public Management. And once again, but for the last time, I invite to the stage our platform party, Bénédicte Durand, Frédéric Mion, Enrico Letta, and the academic advisor, Mimi Maung-Trenton.
Sarah Thompson.
Christopher Chehade.
Sarah Sullivan.
Carlin Messinger.
Daryl Shaw.
Aurelia Collard.
Maxime Hayet.
Mick T. Rehorst.
Giulia Moschetta.
Anita Scapas.
Marianne Piccinin Barbieri.
Sophie Marie Rath.
Alexei Sarapulchev.
Afonso Oliveira.
Maya El Remali.
Inés Roquero da Costa Pinto.
Awa Diagne Lo.
Digu Sadio.
Melina Dunham.
Kathleen Forichon.
Amandine Lepinet.
Macarena Rivera Lam.
Yuki Ono.
Flora Elard.
Tiffany Rodriguez.
Manon Vala.
Bianca Soares Pimentel.
Wazrina Yusuf.
Lucrèce Legrand.
Emilia Ladvanen.
Solveig Augereau Leguet.
Wael Edgargahi.
Mariana Mora Gomez.
Sapna Dubé.
Valentina Ochoa.
Yanzi Du.
Jinjie Dai.
Maureen Bathelo.
Pei Chun Cheng.
Margaret B. Rochbach.
Guillaume Roux Romstein.
Christopher Cook.
Cora Rulli.
Alexander Diapola. Diapaolo.
Ludovic Franchi.
Eileen Max.
Solène Gross.
Marella Fenke.
Lou Guérin.
Amina Zaknouf.
Maya Tira.
Alina Anapianova.
Laure Gutiérrez.
Jan Lebec.
María Aparicio.
Alex Vangelovsky.
Asta Diabate.
Mathilde Casper.
Simona Petruzzella.
Danny Wren.
Stavrula Contogianni.
Ioannis Pavlos Iotis.
Yasmina Choroianu.
Min Ai.
Zuoran Lee.
Ke Ma.
Mathieu Baudin.
Martin Dudemel.
Theo van der Heyden.
Zana Topolovec.
Luke O'Connell.
Stephanie Herman.
Alexandra Kolev.
Matthew Ducky.
Kelly Dell.
Emer Hughes.
Arthur Laur.
Yi Huang.
Yann Charlotte.
Ryan Gruss.
Jeffrey Buckle.
Eric Dua.
Susan Hittinen.
Roland Hübner.
Seliem El Sayed.
Sonia Evelson Maelstrom.
Zigimantas Kaposius.
Michaela Einstein.
Kirin Govers.
Adriana Eufrosina Bora.
Marwa Abdu.
Marie Beg.
Tanvi Jawadekar.
Kadim Rasoul Fall.
Lina Connolly.
Marie Simon, cum laude.
Annika Tabri, cum laude.
Maria Moriningo, cum laude.
Nina Shitaya, cum laude.
Vera Mo, cum laude.
Sonia Liang, cum laude.
Vincent Guino, cum laude.
Jung Won Shin, cum laude.
Lara Hick, cum laude.
Maria Mershan Rocamora, cum laude.
Wei Jill To, cum laude.
Gilles Van de Valle, cum laude.
Inez Shibani, cum laude.
Gal Vinikov, cum laude.
Johannes Yannick, cum laude. Summa cum laude, I'm sorry.
Hannah Zinner, summa cum laude.
Marie Guémon, summa cum laude.
Virginia Crespi de Valdaura, summa cum laude.
Julia Faure, summa cum laude.
Claudio Scherer, summa cum laude.
So those were the graduates of the Masters in International Public Management. We will now present the last, but by no way the least, group of graduates, those from the Masters in International Economic Policy.
Anna Laura Magyarlaki.
Alix Mathieu.
Bella Gomkoto.
Marietta Martin.
Théophile Pastre.
Thu Hen Nguyen.
Beatrice Bozzao.
Valentin Gius. Valentina Gius.
Cristina Cabutto.
Anna Friedemann.
Tove Forsbacka Karlsson.
Stanislas Nouveau.
Sara Herbetreau.
Pierre Coster.
Paula Joene Tarragona.
Anna Gabachik.
Claudia Acosta.
Santi Calvo.
Laurent Veil.
Valentin Musangwa.
Tenzin Deki.
Michael Hurlman.
Saif Ali.
Niels Hudborg.
Alexandra Kulakova.
Sofia Guedes.
Julian Barazzi.
Anya Zekic.
Mathilde Cournu.
Azul Stengel.
Clarisse Awamengwe.
Vatslaya Sohu.
Aishwarya Wiswanathan.
Kathleen Jack.
Ishita Goyal.
Adriana Chavez.
Leonardo Regazzoni.
Melindy Jiwandara.
Pierre-Luc Saindon.
Inga Runastodje.
Basile Mathias Aman.
Jitiwat Karajedi.
Dion Lee Keitils.
Julia Zeitman.
Lea Snider.
Damaris Benjin.
Aishwarya Nahata.
Luke Stugen.
Angela Marotti de Sciarra, cum laude.
Nicola Pala, cum laude.
Lorenzo Catalano, cum laude.
Nadia Friedel, cum laude.
Baptiste Albertone, cum laude.
Moira Lowe, cum laude.
Shajwat Koirala, cum laude.
Lorenz Gross, cum laude.
Marcel Schlobach, summa cum laude.
Charlotte Grinberg, summa cum laude.
So once again, congratulations to the graduates of International Public Management and International Economic Policy. And that brings to an end the presentation of our graduates, but we're not yet finished. But I would like to first of all thank our platform party for all the work they've done tonight, but ask them to return to their seats. Thank you. And just before I introduce our final speaker, I just wanted to say a few words in conclusion. For me, this class of 2019, as I said in the beginning, we arrived, most of you anyways, arrived at Sciences Po, at PSIA, more or less at the same time as me. And I've really enjoyed you as the first group, the first class, where I feel I was there at the beginning and have been here throughout. And it's been a really great privilege and pleasure to watch each and every one of you cross this stage this evening. So congratulations from me, and you just know that we're extremely proud of you at PSIA. Dean Letta's already said so, and we very much hope that you will keep in touch with us, let us know about all the great and wonderful things that you're going to get up to in the coming years. I now just want to say some thanks to some of the people and the teams who have made this degree ceremony possible. From Andreas Rosner and Sébastien Thubert and their team. Caroline Alain and Martial Kron, who are from the communications department, and their team. Sandrine Thomas and the fantastic technical team which do all the lights and sound. Our dear, dear friends from the Études en Scolarité, Myriam Dubois-Moncachi, Sophia Nguyen-Durand, and the team there. And how could I possibly not say thanks to my team? These amazing academic advisors who have been on the stage this evening, who I will name again: Alice, Katerina, Mimi, Dania, and Louise. And of course, they're not alone. There's a whole team of academic assistants. Laure Billet is here this evening. And the others are Lucy, Alice, Alexandra, Ingrid, and our newest member, Jenny. A few more names and then we'll be done. I see Véronique Jaffo there, who's been supporting students on careers. Our colleague Mary Zenaïd, who's actually on maternity leave, but has run 2 years, well, more than that, 2 years of events, including the organization of our Youth and Leaders Summit. We also have Natalie, Isabel, and Michele. So that's the team of Psyssia. I'm grateful to them for everything that they do. And now my last duty is to introduce the person who no degree ceremony would be complete without. Yes, it's him, our director of Sciences Po, Frédéric Millon.
Madame President, dear Mary Robinson, Monsieur le Ministre et Président du Conseil stratégique de PSIA, cher Larda Brahimi, Madame et Messieurs les ministres, Mesdames et Messieurs les ambassadeurs, distinguished guests, Madame la directrice des études et de la scolarité de Sciences Po, cher Bénédicte Durand, Monsieur le doyen de PSIA, cher Enrico Letta, Mesdames et Messieurs, dear parents, dear relatives of our students, and of course, most importantly, my dearest graduates. I have good news for you. We've come to the end of this ceremony, so this speech is the very last you'll be forced to hear. I know your throats are aching from too much screaming, and also possibly because you're just thirsty and in need of refreshment. You've clapped a lot as well, so your hands are sore. You won't need to do that for much longer. But before we're done, I'd like us to look back one last time on the journey that brought you to this moment. Those of you who only did your master's at Sciences Po will have joined us 2 or 3 years ago. For those of you who came through the undergraduate college, they joined us 5, sometimes 6, or even, for those with the strongest attachment to Sciences Po, 7 years ago. And truth be told, in yesterday's batch of School of Management and Innovation students and graduates, we identified a student who'd stayed with us for all of 11 years. So I think there's, margin for progress. But I can say that I'm hoping that people will try to emulate that record in years to come. Those of you who joined us as undergraduates probably still have a distant memory of the kind of young person they were when they applied, of what they actually wrote in their application file, of the letter in which they expressed their urgent need to become a journalist or a diplomat. In those letters, of course, we saw, most importantly, your enthusiasm with a bit of timidity as well. We read about your aspirations, about your dreams. And of course, one of the reasons why all this must seem a little distant is that in the years since then, you have, in fact, grown up, and grown up a tremendous lot. And we've, I believe, been challenging you, been challenging the intelligence, the curiosity, the culture, the inventiveness, the enthusiasm which we'd spotted in you from day one during all those years. You have had so many experiences since then, those collective experiences through which you were able to, as it were, draw your own path and invent your own curriculum and your own destiny. Think, for instance, of those cours magistraux, which I believe a few of you have attended. Some students do. No, it's true. Think of the many conférences de méthode and the séminaires, and the endless exposés and the fiches de lecture. Think of the Saturday morning galop. Think of the grand oral, all those great Sciences Po specialties. Think of the group projects, the capstones, the field trips, the internships. Yes, internships are important. Think of all your travels for study. Think of that third year abroad. We saw a glimpse of it in the film that Thomas Revivez showed us a little earlier tonight. We know that the third year leaves important memories in our graduates' minds, usually in inverse proportion to the number of classes they've taken during that third year. Think of that beautiful moment, the road to IELTS. Think of that grueling sport which involves both combat techniques and some endurance, which involves, in fact, the cunning of our fox and the strength of our lion, the sport which is to find a space and to hold on to it in our libraries at number 27 and number 30. Things will get better with artillery. Think of that marvel of human invention, which we put together purely to try and test your capabilities and your stress resistance. Les inscriptions pédagogiques. Think of the queues stretching out in front of the cafeteria, starting at 12:15 every day, in the hope of getting to that grail, the jambon fromage du Crous. Think of the collégiade. This, of course, is only for our former undergraduates, which, thanks to a punctilious administration, have had to dispense with un classement général. Think of the crit. We saw a few images of the crit. Yes, the crit is important. And think, more importantly, of the 8 consecutive crits where you gave the other competitors no chance. I'm not sure parents are entirely clear on what the crit actually is. The crit is a sports competition between Sciences Po and all the Instituts d'études politiques de province. And, well, the result is pretty much a foregone conclusion. In my speeches at the onset of the year, at our welcome ceremonies each year, I tell our new students about a firm belief which I hold. And dear graduates, as I see you all gathered here tonight, I hope that this belief is now one which you will share with me. And that belief is that the most lasting treasure from all those years at Sciences Po is the encounters which those years have made possible. Encounters with great professors who will have changed your views on the world, opened up new alleys of knowledge, new possible fields for your careers. Encounters with classmates who will have tested your beliefs, your prejudices, your tastes. Encounters with friends who will be there for you for your entire lives. Encounters, possibly, with the man or the woman of your life, because it is indeed possible to fall in love at Sciences Po. It is even possible to make babies at Sciences Po. We might have heard one in the audience tonight. And the most important encounter of all, because this is truly what our university, what any university is about, that encounter is the one with yourself, for each and one of you. Because if this has been about anything, this has been about getting to know yourselves a little better. I'd like, as a few of the speakers tonight have done, I'd like to turn now to those who for us at Sciences Po usually remain in the background, in the shadows. and whom we're very fortunate to have here with us this evening. That is to say, your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, in short, your loved ones. Mesdames et messieurs, Mesdames et messieurs, chers parents, chers proches de nos étudiantes et de nos étudiants, nous sommes profondément honorés de vous accueillir ce soir, profondément heureux de vous voir venus si nombreuses et nombreux pour cette cérémonie, pour entourer vos enfants. Et le premier mot que je veux avoir pour vous, bien sûr, est un mot de reconnaissance, parce que vous avez beaucoup donné à Sciences Po. Those words usually have always the same effect. I think you understood part of my meaning, but what I truly meant, that you have trusted us and you have trusted your children because you believed in them, because you believed in us. You've let them go off. You've let them go and discover themselves and, as it were, open their wings in a new environment. In other words, you've let them loosen their ties with you, in a sense, tear away from you and from all the very good things you taught them over the years. And as you saw them on the stage tonight, I really hope that you felt you'd been right in letting them go, that you made the right decision, that you were right in the first place to trust them. I also hope that you found them changed, transformed, because in those years, it is my belief that they have truly become themselves. Graduates, before I come back to you, I'd like to add my thanks to those that Mark very eloquently expressed, to all the people who have made it possible for us to be here tonight. And of course, first and foremost, I'd like to thank all the teams at Sciences Po who've been looking over you and over your path at Sciences Po ever since you entered that great institution. The academic, administrative, technical staff of Sciences Po, many of the names have been called and many of the people thanked already tonight. I will not add to the list, if only the only thing I'll say is that I'm incredibly grateful myself to all those people who show tremendous dedication day after day in the hope of making your life at Sciences Po as easy and fruitful as possible. So to them all, I extend my thanks. And of course, Mark has also thanked the organizing team for this event. I hope that you realize that producing such an event on the hottest weekend probably in the year, if not in the decade, possibly the century, bringing thousands of people from all around the world to these premises in the heart of Paris, or at least in the outskirts of the heart of Paris, that all this requires tremendous work and precision. So I'm very, very grateful to all the team that worked around Andreas Rosner and Sébastien Thubert. The names have been named before. But there's one person who has not been thanked, because in fact he couldn't have thanked himself. And that person is our Master of Ceremonies tonight, who I know you share my belief, did a wonderful job. Thank you, Mark Maloney. Thank you. Dear graduates, your studies at Sciences Po have now come to an end. You've reached this wonderful moment when 1,000 paths are open in front of you. So many choices are still for you to make. And I believe we have done what we could for you. The world which is out there There's nothing more we can teach you about it. You probably know as much, if not more, than we do. And that world, as Mary Robinson reminded us, is one that presents a rather bleak aspect. And I've no intention on this festive day to start making my own list of the dangers that this world is heading for, or of the calamities that are tearing it apart. Over the past few days, as I was preparing for the ceremony, I was thinking of our responsibility in the face of this fractured, of this very sick planet. And a few lines came to my mind, lines from a poem that the poet Wystan Hugh Auden wrote in September 1939, on the eve of the great cataclysm of World War II. And I'm quoting from Auden. "Defenseless under the night, our world in stupor lies, yet dotted everywhere, ironic points of light flash out wherever the just exchange their messages. May I, composed like them, of eros and of dust, beleaguered by the same negation and despair, show an affirming flame." My dear graduates, I would love you to affirm yourselves like a flame that pierces the night, even when it seems to be at its darkest, at its very thickest. Because the world needs your courage. Of course, there will be many obstacles, many disappointments on the way. And of course, it'll cost you to be true to your beliefs, to be true to your friends, to be true to your values. But it is only if you are true to those things that you will, in fact, be able to build a true path of humanity. And that world needs your generosity. You have been given so much, and you have so much to give in return. The world needs your daring. It is your dreams, it is your enthusiasm, it is your passion that will make the world a better place. The world needs your joy. All those moaners, all those doomsayers, they know nothing about your youth. And the world needs your ambition, because ambition is a fine thing if it endeavors to mend our planet's wounds and to provide it with some more harmonious variations. And the world needs your steadfastness. We know it is spinning ever faster around you, but your souls aren't some weathercock that can change with the wind. And the world needs your humility. The arrogance born of titles, born of privilege, is a crime against intelligence. It betrays a fatal blindness to the complexities, to the harshness, to the injustice of the world, and to a very limited capacity to set them right. Of course, I am confident that this Sciences Po degree will open many, many doors for you, but it'll never exempt you from the need to prove over and over again to all those working with you, to all those you'll be working for, that you are worthy of the trust they'll be placing in you. And trust me, humility does not preclude courage. It does not preclude ambition. It does not preclude daring. It is in fact the very condition that makes them possible. And perhaps lastly, but most importantly, the world needs your love. So love with passion, love with abandon, love without limits. Because again, in the words of Auden, we must love one another or die. So graduates, from this day forward, you're more than ever ambassadors of our university. Of course, you were our ambassadors when you went out in the world as our stagiaires or third-year students abroad. But you now embody Sciences Po's ambitions in an ever better way. Which means that our common history does not, in fact, stop tonight. Of course, it'll change shape and form. It'll take different routes. But Sciences Po will remain your home. Sciences Po alumni, the association, will be reaching out to you. It has already been doing so. And very soon, you will in fact be called upon to come back to Sciences Po, to share your knowledge with our students in the classroom, to perhaps sit on jury de sélection, jury de grand oral, and possibly also to recruit future generations of students as your own stagiaires and your own colleagues. So, graduates, I hope that you will not just stay in touch with Sciences Po, but that you will continue to love Sciences Po as all my team and myself love it. The wind is now rising, as Dean Letta reminded us. Let it blow into your sails, because the time has come for you to live. And from the depths of my heart, I extend my warmest congratulations to each and every one of you. Enjoy this special day. Long live the class of 2019, and long live Sciences Po!